All right, here we have the layout for the Brimnes. That's the Brimnes bed. That's gonna match with this Brimnes headboard over here. It has a storage on either side, all right? And we are gonna actually have the bed with 4 drawers, which is also storage on all sides. So we're gonna start with getting the drawers out of the way. The end product will look like this, just to give you an idea, all right? And the difference here is that I start with getting the drawers out of the way because there are a lot of little hardwares. The more you get out the way, the easier it is to work with your space. So this is the drawer fronts, those bigger parts, all right? These are the side that connects the back, those over here. We have the running rails, which are gonna go on to match with those other rails that go on the actual bed itself. We have the drawer handles, and those are the hardware for the bed. And right here we have bag number 3, which is if you're gonna jump ahead like me and do this step first, not jumping ahead in the steps of building the bed, but jumping ahead as in the steps of getting the right bag for the drawers of hardware, right? So you want to make sure of that, and you want to make sure you have all the pieces lined out so you're not missing anything before you begin. And always keep the tools you might need at hand close by. Normally I'll wear the tool belt, but it's not one of those things where I got tons of surprises. I actually know what type of tools or special tools I'll need from my tool set. And if I need any backup, as you guys always know, I just come over here and I have everything I need here, and that's why my clients could appreciate that. Even though I may take some time to work out any technical issue, I'm always on point with getting the job done the way they want it. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna get this back on. If you see this big battery pack sticking up, I just got the battery pack attached to the GoPro. And you know what, let me take an opportunity to just show y'all. It's not too much to just take this off and show y'all how I do this, okay? Again, we'll do another video where we talk about the GoPro 11 Black, which I'm using here. Here's the battery pack. That's how I stay charged. I always have, like I'm working out now, keeping my SD cards clear. That's the GoPro mount. It's very sturdy. I put it on once and never had to worry about it falling off. It sticks right on. That was it. It was very easy to install. And I have the battery pack going right there. I have this extra light around it, and this actually just helps to hold it in place. As you see, I took the red one that comes with the Milwaukee helmet. We're gonna pick up these products. Here's a Milwaukee light. It comes with the assembly and the attachment bracket for the helmet, which fits on the front right there. But for right now, I took that off to put this piece that stretches around, which is another light. But what it's doing is that it achieves a tight bond, and it helps me to hold that heavy battery pack into place while I get this clip back on its mount and record. All right, so let's go. Without further ado, just wanted to show y'all that if you see that part stick out in the video somehow, just ignore it. And we gotta rotate there a little bit. It's just some, you know, wiring, and as time passes, we're growing and learning how to do this thing better, right? That's what it's about. All right, here we go. So we're gonna take you on the journey of assembling this Ikea Brimnes, the actual bed itself. As you see, we have another finished product over there. You can click on the link down here, or just stay tuned to this video where I'm gonna add in at the end, where you'll be able to just find that video easily right after this one, okay? So here we go. Alright, so first thing you want to do, get the bag with your hardwares open. I like to keep them out the way, therefore not stepping on any of these. You don't want to do that, trust me. So first thing is first, we have these ready to go. I like to put the wooden dowels in first. So I'm gonna pick up a bunch of these, and I'm gonna grab the small hammer. There's always possibly 1 or 2 that's a extra piece of hardware, so just be aware of that. You might not use them all, so we just start to them in like that. That's how we're gonna start. Go right around, and you see I keep a clear path so I could just move ahead with ease, and I don't have to move the furnitures again. Alright, or the different parts for building this furniture. I move myself, and I don't have to move these around, so they stay in place. The integrity as I'm building them will remain the same all throughout. Alright, just fill those in around. You'll see the spot where they fit. It's not that difficult to do the drawers. I just want to show y'all in real time, or not real time, but in real view, how it actually looks when it's getting done. All right, we have one more over here. We actually do end up using all of these, so the extra hardware might be somewhere over there. And that's why it's important not to lose your hardware too, because you only have exactly what you need sometimes, you know. All right, here we go. There we are. All right, wonderful. Now we're gonna take some of these and we're gonna go around and screw these all in. Again, this part is also fairly straightforward. Okay, let's go. Don't you love the sound of a drum? There we go. All right. Very good. Here we go. Nope. There is an extra one. I was right. It just fell out my hand at first. Yep. I was right. There we go. You do have an extra one, but it's still important to don't lose any if you can. Have an extra one than to lose one and don't have a backup in case these could break sometimes if you put them in wrong. And if they break, it breaks off here. You have to extract a tool or a drill bit to get it out, and then get it out. What do you replace it with if you don't have one, and you may have lost one, right? There you go. There you go. All right, so now that you're at this stage, the next step is just pretty straightforward. I have everything here. We're gonna take all these sides. We see them here. Now with these, you have these where it shows you you're gonna take the cam lock. So what I like to do is just install those right away. I know that I'm gonna be using a flathead to lock those in. So I'm gonna grab the flathead screwdriver. As I'm doing that, I'm gonna grab each of these, have 4 on each. So that's 8, 16. All right, so here we go. I need 16 of these. That will be all of them in this case, okay? There we go, 16. Now we're gonna come over here. We're gonna place all of these in here. And I said 16. I only need 8 now, and the other 8 I'm gonna need in just a little while to lock them on to that back piece over there. Because when you turn this around, where is it? Not that one. Where is it? Not that one, but the other one. Let's just see. Oh, somewhere here. There they are. Yeah, so I'm looking at them and I'm not seeing a hole because they're flipped the other way. There we go. So these are the other pieces that are gonna join on, just like these here. All right, they're all the same, and we do need all 16. There we go. And that set is for here, that set is for that side. There we go. Now let's just go ahead and get these on right away. Now note that in the instruction, these pieces orientate out. So you want them turned away like that. Okay. Just check that. Okay. Switch the side if it's not locking in. That means you just gotta switch the side. It's the left and the right side, and usually if you have some sort of resistance, you'll know. Same thing here. That's the same side, so put that down there. These two should do just right. These are all the same, so we're gonna do that same thing over here. Just put them where you know they go. Okay, and same thing over here. Now we're gonna take the opposite ones and fill in the gap. Okay, just like that. See how easy they go when you have this lined out, right? Don't try to do anything fancy, just lay them out flat and make it work. Now let's get the last 4 locking cams in, cam locks. There we go. Alright, let's tighten these up now. In order to tighten these up, you might want to move these away, stagnate them a little bit across from each other. And once you got that, tighten up these 2 parts same time. I could move that back out my way. Alright, tighten these. And this. Let's go down here. Very good. All right. Okay, where are we now? Just want to make sure we're always still recording. Do this side. Okay, let's do this part, the middle. Can you believe it? We're more than halfway done with these drawers already. They're pretty straightforward, all right? Lock this side. All right, there we go. Nice. Just double check something here. Okay. Gotta double check my schedule there, y'all. So bear with me. Here we go. So we're gonna get the top pieces on, but there are these back pieces that act as the bottom of the drawer. What I like to do, as it shows here, you lock those up, then you slip those on, then we're gonna be putting the back pieces in. Now these are what's gonna lock those back pieces in. And we're just going to use a simple small hammer or multi-tool, as long as it has a, you know, some sort of hammering on it. You don't need a big hammer, people. The big hammer can damage these with quickness. So what you want to do is be patient. Put these on like this. Just make sure they drop in place, and they'll sit right there until you get back to them, okay? Make sure you have 2 parts to this. Is one brown side, the white side. Obviously, the white side matches with the rest of the assembly, so the unfinished side goes to the bottom. It's that simple. Put the unfinished side to the bottom. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, we're going to take these individual pieces. Let's see. Awesome, all right. Just looking at some of my clients actually hit me up on the page. I just have to attend to it. You guys know how it is. Anyway, so now you take that, you slip that on. It has these grooves for it to kind of stay in place. Now this is the part that I like. You just take one of those, pop it in, knock it in. It's that simple. All right. Don't over knock those. Don't hit them too hard. Make sure this is lined up. Because next we're gonna go in with our rails, and we're gonna use these small screws over here, as well as our draw support. These are gonna go to the back, connect from here up to here to support the middle of the draw. So we call them the middle support, or structural support overall for the draw, right? So here we go. We do this to the other side. And at this stage, what I like to do is just do the same thing for all of them. So let's put another one up here, another one here, and then we're gonna go over to this one and do the same thing. Watch again. Right here, you slip that on, slide it over, put that part on, make sure it's in place, make sure that's in place, and then you simply just knock that in. Knock that in. There we go. Knock that in, please. There we go. Same thing there. 2 more. Just like that. Alright. There we go. Awesome. And this one. So that's that so far. We'll turn this way because we are going to work from the back of them now, and then we'll do this last one, and then we'll get to show you how to get the rails and the structural support for the drawers on. Then we're going to stack the drawers out of our way so we can get to building the actual bed frame. All right, and that's why I do this. This is all those parts you saw are out the way now, and I have a lot of room to move these bigger pieces without stepping over things or, you know, having to worry about them afterwards. That's another way to look at it. You're done with the bed, you slide the drawers in and you're done, versus you're done with the bed, then you have to build a drawer. Yeah. Just the way my brain works, man. If it helps y'all, that's just how I think. All right, here we go. So we are at that stage now where we're gonna put the structural support on. Okay, these screws here are going to be for the handles. You have 4 handles, and we can actually do the handles at the end. So I'm going to place these around exactly 1 handle and 2 screws in each, because I know that's what I'm going to need for that stage. So I get that out the way. Now let's pick up all the rest of our hardware, hold them in our hand because it can be managed, and there's slightly difference in the screws that you use to actually how do I say, screw these things down. I'm going to show you that now. All right, so here you have these screws which look like that, and I believe we're going to need about, let's see, 3 on each, and in total 6. So you need 3 on that side for 1 rail, 3 on this side for another rail. And this is what I like to do. I like to make sure all the hardware is there and accounted for. And then I also need 2 of these. You see the difference, right, between these? These are for the structural support. So we're going to place 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Now let's continue to go around and place these out. This just makes it simple. You know everything is there before you start to drill them up or screw them up, however you do it, and that way you stay organized. Okay, here we go. Do that. 2 here, 3 on each side, and when you're done you should have enough, just enough for this. All right, 1, 2, 3 and 3. Okay, there we go. Now let's just reverse the order. So we started over there, we're going to start over here. All right, these not too tricky. It's pretty straightforward. Number one thing you do is first get the screw in at the bottom, just a little, not too much. Then you're gonna go over that screw with this piece, right, like that. You bend it forward a little bit, screw it down. All right, now you go up to that hole, just like that. It's pretty straightforward, and you tighten that down. Okay, that's it. That's how you get these structural support or middle bracket on. Then once you're there, let's just go ahead and get all of those on. Then we're gonna go get our side rails and work the other way back. That's how you do it. That's how I do it, and you can do it too. All right, but please work with the way that works for you. This is just instructional, showing you how to do it, what to do. But you, as always, we're all special, we're all great people, and that's what makes the world go around. You have a way you might like to do it that way. I'm just trying to make your life easier by saying, hey, this is the way I find to do it over time, and it saves me a lot of time, a lot of headache, and I know exactly what step I'm going to next, okay? There we go. By the way, some of y'all may be wondering where I am. I'm in Leesburg today, Leesburg, Virginia, and took the US 15 route to get down here. And yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's I do like Virginia. It's a lot of beautiful sightseeing along the way, and you know, it's always a peaceful and a humble drive. I can't complain about that. Let's get this face this way. Let's turn that around because I didn't want to go around that side, but could have done it either way. So here we go. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, and maybe now that I actually have found a way to format my cards quicker, SD cards, storage cards, whatever we call them, I might be able to actually give y'all a video of the drive from Leesburg back to Frederick, Maryland. I think that would be beautiful. It's a nice sunny day. It's not too cold, and you know, it'll be a smooth drive, and we won't be in too much traffic the time we're leaving here, so you won't see a bunch of cars. You'll actually see more of the surrounding and the, you know, just enjoy the beautiful sights. And so that's one we'll do, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy that. So here we go. We're gonna do the back pieces here. All right, so you have left and right side. So yet again, another thing where you just line it up. Always make sure the wheels are at the end. All right, so I know that works. Just go around and check them, test them. That works there. This is for that side, that side. And I'm just looking at the orientation and I can tell where they go. There they go. All right, same thing here. So we're gonna start from this side as we said. You take your 3 screws. You go ahead and you line this up like that. You could start from, use a magnetic tip drill bit. If you are doing this, it makes life easier. You don't have to try and hold the screw, worry about where it's going. I just have a habit of holding the screw, so sometimes you'll still see me hold it. But the magnetic tip of a drill bit or a magnetic tip screwdriver, when assembling furniture, no matter what type of furniture, it makes the process so much more rewarding. Okay, there we go. So this drawer is pretty much out the way. We have the handle. We'll put the handles on as we slide these drawers in their rightful place. So what I'm gonna do is get this propped up in order here, like this. All right, make space so I could put another one right here. Let's move this picture for a second. We'll put another drawer there, put another one on top, and then another one in front. And I know my drawers are nice and secured and out of the way. Let's get this one going. And then we're gonna start with assembling that bed. All right, so we'll be taking y'all back from step 1 instruction of the bed. Yet again, I use it as a guide. I don't follow it to the T, but I will look out. The most things I look out for is if there's anything new or if anything has changed. All right, so everything looks the same. And I remember these parts. Yeah, nothing seems too different than what it normally is. So I'm just gonna be using this as a guide again and moving forward with the assembly of the Brimnes, the actual bed itself. All right, there we go. Where did I leave my drill? There we go. Go. Yet again, don't over tighten. I know when to stop, how to use this drill. Study your drill. You can't just get a drill and start drilling things. You will break something. So I know how much force I'm putting. I know when to stop, when to pull back, when to release the trigger. And that's actually what makes it so efficient. You could spend at least 10 minutes alone trying to get these in a piece, but doing it that way with a magnetic tip, you get it down in a minute and you move forward, you know. There we go. And always make sure these edges are nice and straight already, so you don't tighten and have to remove them again to get it back in where it should be. All right. Side. The nice thing is we're working on a fresh carpet, clean. There's nothing on it underneath that could damage the structure that we're putting up. So that's always one thing to be mindful of. When you're not working on a carpet, what I normally do, I have a moving blanket. I carry several of them with me in the work vehicle. And what I'll do is if I'm working on a floor that's not protected or have some sort of a cushion for the product, I will absolutely spread that out and work on that, you know, because it's very important to not scratch up and have these items looking a certain way, because at the end of it all, you want it to be assembled and it looks great, not assembled and you have certain issues. So as you see here, I have one more drawer I'm going to clear right here, so I could put that drawer down. Here are the side pieces, some support brackets for the bed. What we can do is leave these along the side here. You know we're coming for them shortly. There we go. And that's the middle support piece for the bed. Let's go ahead and move these over. These are our side rails for the bed. Or those are the rails track. These are the actual sides that's gonna connect the whole thing together. And we have one middle piece that runs in, and then two pieces that runs out on the side. So let's get this out the way. This is the last one, and that's how you do the drawers, folks. If you have any questions about these drawers, you've run into any issue, something broke, you're wondering if there's a way to fix it, just hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Okay. All right. So let's get this one on, so we could show y'all how simple it is also to do the bed. And I say simple, not with insult, but simple as in I want to make it easier for you to do this too. So I'm walking you through it step by step in great detail and with actual visual of each part that I'm touching and each screw that I'm putting in. All right. Here we go. There we go. So pop that up out the way. As I said, makes sense. Let's get this piece over where we need it. We are going to be using it very shortly, so there we go. All right, so you're gonna, same thing, line things out the way you think you may need to, so that you can easily see the visual and things coming together. Okay, there we are. It looks like we have a left and a right side, so I'm just gonna do something like that. Yep. There we are. Very good. And then these are gonna come up together. This piece is gonna whoop, and then we have the head board and the bottom board, which I believe they're not identical, but let's just check. Okay, so you want to have this piece here and one have this frame looking part. So I believe I want that nice part to be at the end, so when you walk in you can see that design. You see that? Yeah. So this piece we're gonna put up top because we won't see that nice design if we put that down there. Okay, see, and that when you look at the bed from walking in, it's gonna match the actual, how do I say it? It will match the design of the headboard, right? That's the part I'm trying to say. All right, so excuse me for. All right, folks, where did we leave you guys? We left you talking about where we are with the bed assembly. Very important when you're doing furniture work. Always take a break, use the bathroom, don't spoil your bladder, and just simply do some squats, stretch your legs. It only takes a few minutes, then you move on, all right? Always stay healthy out there. Don't just get out there, or if you are a person doing it yourself at home, don't try to just do it and continue doing it without taking a break, stretching your back, stretching your legs, and stay hydrated, all right? Let's go. All right, bear with me for another 20 to 30 minutes. We should be getting this knocked out fairly quickly. Everything is lined up, all the parts are where they should be, and here we go. All right, so we're gonna start with bag number 1. Again, I like to keep the hardwares not too far, but out of the range of where I can step on them. All right, and we're gonna have our instructions just as a guide as we go along. Okay, so step number 1, I'm gonna join those middle piece, and after we set those, we should be putting those rails on, and we flip them, and we put rails on the other side. And after we put the rails on, we put cam locks. So look, I'm just gonna grab all the hardwares I see at the same time. Medium size, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, because we need 4 sets of 2. There we go. 4 sets of 2 of those. Put those over here. We need 2 of these. Here we are. And then I like to sometimes, while I'm at it, let's group some other hardwares next to each other. All right, just group them together, because you know when you're looking for them, they'll be all next to each other. And also the smaller hardware, like these small screws that could stay hidden down here, aren't hidden when you're looking for them. We'll also take all the wooden dowels and put them together. And I have these 2, that's the first step, and also 2 of these metal cam locks. Now we get to some stronger cam locks. You see on the drawers and on the headboard, they use the, what's that called? I want to call it the plastic cam locks. But here on a bed, which is going to be built much more, I say it needs more structural integrities, it's going to be using a lot more. So they'll use these so they don't break easily, or break and slip out of place, you know. There we go. We got the wooden dowels all. So we got everything kind of a little organized. Organization is good. It helps you to just keep a flow. We're going to keep those right there because we know what they're for. And we have 4 of these. All right, and another one of that. And then we have all the small screws, and we know the small screws are going to be coming up handy pretty soon. So what I'm going to do here, so I keep track of these small screws and the other side, is just pick these up with a magnetic holder. And what I like to do sometimes is just pop them right there. When I need them, I just grab this, and same thing with these, and just put them all on here. I know that it's right there, and if I'm over here and I need another screw, I could just grab this real quick. So that's how I keep the smaller screws intact. All right, here we go. So we're gonna start as per the book. Okay, step number 1, you can turn one of these around like so. The other side goes like that. Okay, and I'm gonna work with this side. It says here to pop these in just like that. Now you may be wondering which side first. I'm just gonna use this small side because I can see in the picture here, that's the short side up there, that's the long side down there. All right, hopefully you were able to see that. Okay, anyways, let's move on. All right, let's grab us one of the cam locks. We could switch out. We don't need a flat head anymore because these are hexed. Okay, these are your Phillips head bit. Okay, let's go. We're gonna get these over, lock these in place as it suggested. Let's go back and boom, there we go, locked in place. All right, next step, we're gonna leave those as is like that and prop it up on there a little bit. Okay, we're gonna take 2 rails. Okay, one should be CR on your left side from my left, okay, and my right, and then CL for your right. So they're labeled on these. Just simply check it. Okay. All right, I don't see it on this one. It will tell me. You are right. Oh, okay, so you'll notice because one will be able to go on that side and it won't drop down the right way on that side. So it's not labeled CR or CL as I expected. It's labeled so in here in the book. Now, no, I see it. There we go. Pay attention to details. It's hidden right in there. So you see Ikea CR. I have no idea if y'all can see this part, but look at that. So I learned today for the first time. Every day you can learn something new, that when you are looking at these rails, and if it says CR or CL, it just means right or left, and you want to just clearly look at the markings. So even if it starts with saying something else, it's not what you're looking for. It's hidden right in between. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, so we see that's double check what this one was. That's a CR and it's in the right place. And we're gonna save another CR for the other side when we flip them, and we need a CL over here. There we go. And we're also gonna take another CL, and that's a CR, and leave it here for the next step. Now we need the small screws, just like I said, and get a few of those off of this. There we go. And we need about 6, 7, 8, let's just say 12 of these right now. Okay, there we go. So just start by screwing these in as the instructions clear. There we go. All right, now it says to flip them after we have that on. Okay, we're gonna flip them and do the same thing on the opposite side. All right. There we go. Line them up. Line them up. Get them on. Okay. That's it. Again, I'm using the torque that I know won't damage this. You make sure you set your drill on a lower setting if you have the dials to set it, especially if it's one of those bigger drills. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all. All right, so now that we're at that part, we'll get the stage where we're gonna put the cam locks in. You see, don't put it in the hole right here. That's for the other locks, okay? You wanna put it where it's clear, and that's in this case in the middle. We're gonna grab the small hammer and just make sure they're straight, and do the same thing over here. All right, so at this stage, most of you must be wondering, like, all I see is these separated pieces. How's this gonna turn into a bed? Well, I'm gonna show you that just now. Also follow the instructions. It says to put 2 extra of these locks in this one. We're gonna put some here. on the next side, okay? All right, we had the battery slip just now. Let's get the battery back up here. There we are. Boom. All right. There we are. Should have some connection again with the power. All right, so let's just see. All right, we're good. Let's do it. And then same thing on the other side of here, okay? Whoop. Once you have that in, we're gonna just get ready to straighten this up and connect it together. There we are. So step 5, if you are following along in your instructions, you should be at step 5. All those other pieces on, and now you're gonna connect these in the middle, okay? Now we're gonna make sure this board is orientated right. Always put the unfinished side down so we can know that this is a finished side we're looking at, okay? We're gonna push this through here like that, just like that. All right, and you take the other side and do the same thing, okay? Now you see what's happening here. It's starting to form what we will call the base part of the bed before we actually have all the other pieces that attach, the sides that come on, and kind of lock this thing in together and create the bed, okay? So now that we're there, we're gonna go ahead and grab 2 cam lock. We know it's gonna require that, so we're gonna be ahead of that step. Now, before getting back up there, it's telling me I'm gonna need those 2 pieces that I moved over here earlier, right? So what I'll do is just go ahead and lay one down on either side, and it's showing me that it's turned over for now. So we're gonna turn them over. And then it shows me that towards the center of them, but not all the way at the center, we're gonna hammer 2 of these plastic pieces in. This will ensure that it can slide and move easily yet again. Okay, so go about that distance. And this part is pretty straightforward. I just want to make sure I put it the same distance, so 27.5 and 27.5. There we go. Now that's all. You just put it in the same part, all right? There we go. Okay, now that's out the way. The next step here is to simply just connect and tighten those right here. So this now forms a bond between them, and you know they can't come apart. And then the rest of the assembly as we go along will really hold it together. Look at that, sturdy already. Let's keep it going. Okay. Okay, we're gonna flip these over. So notice that the inner part is where the small screw is, and that's where you want the cam lock screw that the cam lock is gonna go around to be. And obviously you have a slot for a wooden dowel, so might as well grab 2 of those, and you know what I mean? After a while you learn it's not everything you need the instructions to tell you. You can see what's happening next and it kind of follow suit. And that way you don't, when you do get to that step, at least you could just double check and say, yes, I already did that, you know? All right, so we're gonna do the same thing here. Okay, you want one there, flip this over. That way you don't gotta get up and go all the way down there. And then flip it back the same way, all right? There we go. You wanna make sure you keep it the same way for the reasons of the orientation that they have here in the book, or the instruction manual. There you go. Awesome. Ooh. There we go. All right, so next, let's move on. Next, we're gonna actually join those on the bottom part, right? We're gonna need 2 cam locks to lock those cam locks in that we put down. Best way to show you this is like this. I'm gonna lift this part up like that. I'm gonna slide this underneath here like that. And I'm just gonna let the weight, once I set it right, take it away. That's it. Then you put a cam lock in here, okay? Again, make sure it's turned the right way. And that's it. Tighten that up. Stay tuned for the next step. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. Only difference is the hole for the cam lock is on the opposite side. So I'm gonna do this here. Then I'm gonna just go around. All right, there we are. And put that on it. And same deal. Okay. All right, so next, you lock those in. We're gonna take our 2 side pieces, and we have one up top and one below. So how do I get this? I could spread them out, and the top one we can keep right where it's at. We can work with that, but this one we're gonna spread out like that. So now we're still having a way to kind of work with this. So here, let's start with the one we're closest to. Okay, you want these to be set up where the wheels are at the front, so the other ones should come in and meet that. Now I'm gonna take this, get a bunch. I might as well grab all the small ones because you're gonna need those for these rails. This is where we use those up, okay? There should be any more hardware of those small ones when we're done here. Now these 2 are for the top, but note that there are these circles here, all right? And for these, actually, we use the bigger ones. So that's what I meant. We're gonna use up, see these? Save these, don't lose them, okay? We're gonna grab all of these, because these are the ones we're gonna use up in this step, because we need to put these separation wheels to help it match exactly where the jaw needs to be. So how I do these is by literally just doing this. I'm gonna put these out, see where my screw hole is, all right? And I just push these all in here, okay? And then I take these one at a time, and we're gonna do that. Okay, this just makes this so much easier than you trying to hold it in place certain way and all of that. Okay, you put it up against this once you have it like that, and you slowly rotate that up, get it to exactly where you need to be, and just get one in there, at least one. Okay, lower that back. Okay, and then you just do the same thing with the other. Make sure they're sturdy. Yeah. It might be annoying to hold it, but this is better than trying to do it. Because once you get to doing these one by one, it takes so much time. That's it. There we go. Yeah, so that's the way I do these to make it easy. And same thing again, we're gonna repeat the same steps over here. And another way you could do this is once you have those all in, you could go like this and you could do another little step like that and put the other. And there's multiple ways to kind of just make this work. But no, you can't tighten those yet. You have to, right? Unlike the other one, I just held them up and I tightened straight away. So you have options here, okay? Now note, I'm not in my right area, so loosen this back up and go out here. Got excited talking. And that's in place. Get this one back up, this one back in, and there we are. Okay. Now since we have these out in front of us. Let's get rid of the other set on the other side. Now, when we come back, our next step is going to be to put some more of those accessories we see on, and so we could get everything joined together. And that's where we are. Okay, so we see the rails here. We see we're going to be putting this top piece here, so might as well walk with 2 of those. There we go. Leave the other 2 for this side. Walk with 2 of those as I'm going up here, and let's see what else I need. It also states I need 2 cam locks to put on that side. I'm obviously going to need 2 here too, so we'll leave that there. And last but not least, we also have another step coming where it shows us the side pieces here. We'll be taking these, so we'll put 1 there, 1 there, and it shows us that these bigger ones go in here, so we'll put 2 there for now, 2 for that side, same thing here. Just leave all 4 there. So there's another good way to do this. Place your hardware around, so when you come back, you're not like, what's next? You know, if I'm going up there, I look a couple steps ahead and know exactly what's going on. All right, so let's get the tool we need up here, and that's that. Okay, so here we are, folks. These, we're gonna flip this one up. There we go. That's actually the orientation before we were putting it. Now we just kind of placed it. There we go. All right, so same thing on the bottom here. Grab your rails and follow along. Okay. Alright. There we go. It's looking good. And this is where this one comes in. Always have a backup. There we go. So this one is what I'm talking about. On the big drill, turn the dials down. That one run out a little power, but we always are ready and prepared. So here we go. So once I turn the torque down, I don't have to worry about it. And I keep it at a level, you know, it needs a lot more power right there, but keep it at a level where it still breaks freely and doesn't over rivet this thing here, okay? There we go. So we're gonna do the same thing on the next side, and we also see that it showed us these right here, and we have 2 of the cam locks that we're gonna screw into there. Actually, show y'all how that works in a sec. All right. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Last one. There we go. Still rolling. Yeah, so what I have to do is sometimes use the phone screen dark and look if my recording button is still blinking. As I learned the other day that the GoPro has the voice activated control, and I had it on, And while talking in 2 of my videos, I realized that I lost some great footage because I said like stop, or you know, it just, the GoPro thought I was talking to it and it stopped my recording. So that's why I keep checking and looking with the phone like that to see if for any reason I'm not in recording mode, right? So it's a good thing, good tip, good thing to pay attention to. All right, so let's get these in here. Okay. These have an arrow on it and it shows you where to kind of place it. Same thing up here. Place it with the arrow. Knock these 2 in. There we go. Knock these 2 in. So yet again, as I said, if you're following along or you're going with the instruction, it doesn't matter. It's about doing it at the pace that works for you. But you always can pause the frame, look back. It's exactly what you need to look back at where it helps you, yeah? There we go. All right, so what is our next step here? Okay, we have 2 of these, so let's go ahead and place these here. Remember the cam locks for the bottom part. Let's push those in already. Okay, and screw these 2 in. Now after that, we're gonna take the clips here, and that piece is gonna go at the top. The other piece that's already at the bottom stays there. So we see they have these 2 clips, and it shows us that this one should be on this side. So we're gonna switch them around. As I said again, even if you notice your orientation needs to be changed around, change it around. Don't ignore it, because when you hook that next piece up, you're gonna realize you need one on the right side and the other on the other side. So just to avoid that, you can do this. Just switch it. Now how do I know? Guys, look at the holes and how they orientate and how they're putting these pieces on. So now the screws we save, they come back in handy. They're right here. Let's get some of these over here. We're gonna need those next. All right, and we're gonna take these screws along with these small brackets they showed us, and the instruction shows us just to simply screw these on here like that. Okay, and like that. Next side, do the same thing. There we go. There we go. All right, and the other 4 screws, we should have 4 of these left. Double check where the other one might be. Take a quick scan. It's gonna be here somewhere. And there it is. It's in the bag. It's in the bag that we were gonna toss. So that's why I always keep them close. You never know if you might need to actually put them in something. All right, quick check on the time we have. All right, you're good. So we're back to that 19-minute mark. We should be done in just about 15 minutes from what I see here. So here we are, people. It doesn't take all day. It doesn't take forever. It just takes somebody to give you a better tutorial, a better guide than these books with the schematics that they sent out. Just learning how to go through it over the years have helped me to just have an appreciation and a love for just assembling things. And that's why I want to share with y'all how I build patience and get through these stuff, you know, without the fuss. Okay, so here we go. We have the other 4, and that's very important because we're going to need those screws next. So let's just go here to the next step. It shows us we're going to get each side on. So let's get the first side on. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, and then we also need this here. It's a special piece that come to lock those in place once we get them on, right? Let's go. It says here to take this, slide it. I'm gonna start to slide it in place in the middle, okay? And hold up. There we go. So I see now we might want to connect. Take this back out, okay? There's a few stuff here that they didn't put on. I missed that part where I screwed the other 4 in. So let's go ahead and screw them in now. It's never too late. Let's go. So take these, because we're gonna push this up on it, and all the cam locks are used up, so everything is where it should be. All we need to do, and I think when I went to get the other drill, that's where we didn't screw these in, because now we're gonna join everything together. So this is it, and you put another one at the bottom. See that? All right, pay attention to those bottom ones, because if you forget them, you're gonna have to take it back off and put them in there, okay? You want to avoid that. Here we go. So now, being here, I'm gonna go ahead, pull the middle up from its full structure. Don't pull it by the one side only. Pull it from the center. First stage is to align the bottom and start to straighten it up, okay? Straighten it up like that. Now, align the bottom so they all start to go in. And I like to do this as a side by side so I see each side, right? Just doing its thing. There we go. Then I'm gonna go from the back here. I'm gonna give it a little push that way, and a little push that way, and a little knock. Just very light force. You don't need a lot of force. And this side I want in some more, so I'm gonna come up here and turn this. There we go. So if it gives you a kickback and it doesn't want to go in, just take that side and firmly brace it in. Put a little weight or pressure on it and you're good, okay? Now that we're there, so we're gonna go back where we were. We're gonna take that and put on top. But more importantly, I want these to stay locked in. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock the middle in. There we are. There we are. And lock the bottoms in. There we go. Lock the bottoms in. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna just put the last 2 right here in place. We know that's where they're gonna go. And before we repeat the same thing that happened on the other side, we're just gonna take these. All right. Let's put these over there. Okay. We're gonna do 4. 1, 2, bottom, bottom. Looking good so far, folks. All right. That's it. Now let's get back to this part. Bring the screw with you. See, all the hardwares are disappearing fairly quickly. Now we're gonna go here. I'm gonna take this, and this is where we were explaining. Slide this in. You don't generally need to peep for it, and then you just get that in a little bit and get it on here. You see where the holes align? Make sure the holes align. Then you firmly press on that. That's the only way you're gonna get this in, is to really get a grip in there and then start to lock it up. All right, there we go. Okay, so it's not catching yet. Don't panic. There you go. You see the difference? Gotta pull it just a little bit. Now, gonna lock it up, okay? So don't fight with it. Just try to angle it back out, but you should see it slip in there a little bit. Then it will tell you that now it's time to tighten, all right? Now we're gonna just secure this side on with the screws we see that we have left over, all right? There we go. So knock it down a little till you see the hole. and you're good to go. And be careful with this part. It can really scratch up the bed if you don't know what you're doing. That's why I say take your time and put this piece on. All right, it'll save you a lot of headache. Coop on the work of them, I cut down the tree. Yup. Everybody all that work. Some of us are on the computer, some of us are moving the tools, some of us are outside. Everybody, no matter what you do it at your best. Do it with the best of your ability and knowledge, and with a healthy mindset, people. Yeah? That's it. 2024, that's what be emotionally, socially aware, and be driven by the things you love to do. All right? There we go. So we're gonna repeat the same step over here. No explanation needed. All right, make sure the holes align. Since I'm right here and that looks really good, I'm just gonna pitch that one. Pitch that one. Boom. Go over here now, like we explained before. I think that caught. And you could check again by one more time and tighten it up. Okay. All right, the next parts are just we already did the draws, so literally this next few steps are just gonna be, there we go, tighten that up, watch the slip, there we go. Next few steps are gonna be putting the last part on and literally putting the rails on. I love that part. And then we're gonna join those middle support pieces. This last phase right here is where people get really bummed out or just say, I'm done, you know? No. Don't give up. That's the easiest part. The hardest part is over. Look at this. All right, here we are. And the steps, yes, they could take much longer for the average person who doesn't do this on the regular. I get that, folks. But the point is, I'm showing you in detail at every little corner, every little part. And that's why I made this investment in this device that I'm using here to record and to give you a better view and a better angle of how to do this truly from a professional DIYer to other DIYers, as well as a professional in the furniture assembly field. You know, I want everyone to be able to do it, not because I approach it from a professional level that I can't share just more intricate details of how that everyone could get this done. Yeah. All right, let's continue, folks. Here we are. So we're gonna take this piece, same thing. Get the bottoms in, get the bottom in. We're gonna align the center. Now we're gonna take these and make sure they get in there. That's it. All right, take these, make sure it gets in here, and you're done. Hit it forward a little, put a little pressure. All right, not too much. There we go. And then grab back that tool you need here, and just lock this side in and done. Okay, so once you lock this other side in, don't forget we have 4 cam lock screws, which we're gonna attend to right after this. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the side rails and put the rails for the middle support structure. The middle support beam is actually metal, and that's truly how this bed is supported, by that middle piece and all these interlocking pieces. You see, every step of this is important for a reason. That's why they build it the way they do. All right, now one other thing I see here, to get the drawers in, I am gonna move it over one side, put the drawers in over there, and then I'm gonna move it back the other side to get the other drawers in. So I'll show you guys that part too. If you're working in a tight room or a tight space, that's why it's important to just you know, have enough room to work around it, especially one like this with 4 drawers on either side, because you're gonna have to get those in. The only way to get them in is to have space. So now we know where we're going next. We're gonna take this and just rest it on that unfinished edge. Don't put it on a finished edge because it's metal. All right, we have these 2 brackets. One is gonna go here. I like to put them on the second or lower one. The mattress is a little bit plush, so it's gonna just drop in right and don't stick over in a weird way. So yeah, that's where we are, folks. So let's go ahead and deal with the rails. And after we do the rails, we're ahead of all these steps already, so we locked in. As I said, if you follow, just follow the steps teeth by teeth, like I did for the the Brimnes headboard. But for this one, I just kind of went ahead of some of the steps because some of the steps are really repetitive. So you put 3-4 steps together, it helps you to move ahead, and that's why I say follow along. All right, don't forget to lock those screws, people. So, yeah, you can't, no matter what you're doing, don't forget to lock the screws in. That's why the product won't work the way it should. Lock them in. All right, here we go, last one. Now the fun part, we're gonna go ahead, get the middle support beam in, and from there, we're gonna go ahead and run the 2 side rails out, which pretty much, here they are. One goes on one side, one goes on the other. Don't let them scratch the bed, just rest them down neatly. There you go. Flip this one around because you see the screw holes up top are gonna go in on the side. So, very important here, use the same level all around. So if I'm using the bottom level on this side, I'm gonna use the bottom level on the front headboard, and or the front header, and then down here, or on the next side, the opposite side, I'm gonna use the same bottom one, same thing here. So let's start with this bracket back here, right? And this bracket, simply, you get all the screws out, all right? And could get those like that. These pieces are gonna be what holds the slots in, the wooden slots. Get that out of here. So with that said, we'll get the bracket in. Second level. Right, let's just do it that way. This one doesn't have as much magnetic force as the other one. And get the other one in. Now we do the other bracket, and this is the bracket that holds the middle support piece in, all right? Same level. Don't over tighten, but make sure it's nice and firm. Now simply do this with one hand, like that. Then, as you know, these separate, and it joins that other piece. So let me show you what happened here. See that? And it just falls into place, okay? Same thing on that side. And that support beam connects with the rest. I'll show you when we're done here how it all connects and creates a nice support. It also creates somewhere for me to kind of touch while I'm doing this other part, you know? Okay. And that way it's a little more comfortable. All right, here we go. Oh, bottom, don't forget. Here we are. And we're gonna go right down the line and get all those screws in nice and snug. There we go, and then we're gonna repeat the same thing on the next side. Almost there, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching this one. And absolutely special thanks to those of you who find that this is helpful and that you can share it with someone and it helped them as well. You know, it just helps. And it could work as a guide for other furniture too, by using the same type of technique, laying things out, being organized, having patience. So this is not just for those of you who have IKEA assembly to do, but for you who wants to have an organized approach to assembling things, which makes it just so much more clear what you're doing versus when you look at a ton of things in front of you that's all mixed together and you don't know what part is what, all right? That's a big step right there. Stay organized in what you do and you can only get better at it, you know? That's one thing I love to do, even when I'm out here in the field. If I learn something new, like for example, these rails, I learned that they are written CR and CL on each of them. You just have to look close enough because the writing is the same color as that. So it's, you know, it's very hard to see. And when you start to see the first word, it says IKEA, you think it's just like the brand or the logo. But right in the middle of the writing, it tells you what was happening, you know? So, yeah. Alright, so we got the rails on. There we go. Let's step back a little bit here and show y'all what we've been doing. right? Yeah, look how it comes together. Now, since we're at this stage, let's go ahead. These are the last ones I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you how these works. These are gonna lock the slot in. So next steps, we're gonna be putting the cross support structural pieces in, okay? That's what I call them. You call them whatever you want, but that's what I call them. I start with the side that expands out, and I'm gonna get these right in there. And same thing back here. And I'll show you how these get in and work, okay? All right, since we're right here, let's start right here. So first thing is first, you take the smallest screw, all right? You put these underneath these little tabs, the tab that hangs out, and you put the screw from the top, okay? And once you have that there, you screw it in. That's it. That's it. Do the other side while you're at it. Save yourself some time. Just do the other side right away. Right now. There you go. Next, come down here. You find the middle of this side, almost the middle, and you repeat the same thing. Put it under, put the screw on top. That's it. Now you're not done yet. You're gonna put one screw wherever you see that opening. That keeps it nice and tight. That's it. Now, don't think this is difficult when you see this piece come out the box, or you're looking at it the whole time wondering where it's gonna go. Everything connects a certain way, and once it's connected, you understand better what the aim is for it. So come over here and repeat the same thing. I'll just show y'all that. All right, screw in, push this up on there, screw away. All right. Next side. There we go. And same thing here. There we go. And same thing over here. All right. There we go. Now let's close up the middle piece. I believe this just keeps it from slipping, or it forces on it. It doesn't actually keep separating. You see that? All right. Makes sense? Cool. There we go. Now, we are missing one. Oh, can we find it? See, we have this extra screw here. I know it goes somewhere. Or it just simply means that we are missing. We just need to switch one of our, no, we're missing it. There it is. See it? Just always take a look, check your hardware. If you have an extra one in your hand, don't ignore it, just deal with it. All right, now the fun part. This part I don't really use the drill because I just need my hand to get underneath this, push the screw up through it. Let's go, we're gonna use the last slot here, okay? Alright, and just take this and screw it on. You see that? Let's show y'all a better angle. And you want to make it face the part that's open, face the opposite side, or keep the open part towards the back. That's what I would say. Alright, then you take the screwdriver and tighten it up a little bit. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going from the next side. I'm gonna just use a screwdriver or the drill. It's nice and steady though. It just it has a long